Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is Crystal, your yarn host, your host of many things, I don't know. This is my third attempt trying to get this video recorded. So hopefully third time is a charm. This is the stitch tutorial for the Sunburst pattern. This is a very nice pattern. It is a yarn eater, so if you've got a lot of scraps you want to try this out with, wonderful. I did this sample in a self-striping so you can see what it looks like when if the yarn changes color. I will be doing this in a solid color. It's I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in the color Sun Gold, which is an 100% acrylic yarn. You can use whatever yarn you want with this stitch. If you're using a four-weight, you can. I'm using a 6mm crochet hook, a J hook. If you use, there's my husband. If you use anything that's like a 3-weight, was using a 5mm hook for this one, and I consider this like a 3-weight yarn. If you use a 2-weight, I would use a 4mm crochet hook. If you use a 5-weight, maybe a 7 or an 8mm crochet hook. And if you use anything larger, probably a 9 or a 10. And if it's anything larger, like a 7 or that really big stuff that you can hand knit with, I would use this recommended hook size with those yarns. Alright, so this stitch pattern is a multiple of 8 plus 1. I'm going to do this on a much smaller scale for you today. I'm going to do it a multiple 16 plus 1, so 17. If you want to make it bigger, you're more than welcome to. You'll just need to make sure that you don't put your yarn in your coffee. That's disgusting. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this while we're talking, because yeah, I don't even know how they did that. Oh, great. While I figure out my yarn here, cannot believe I just did that. I needed to flavor my yarn, apparently. If you're making it like a blanket size, just take into consideration that the size, it will shrink up a little bit with the stitch pattern. So just if you need to make it a certain size, I'm going to suggest that you add at least 1 or 2 more multipliers of the 8 to the size. And I am just going to go ahead and cut right here because that's pretty much coffee flavored, which it's okay. So just take that into consideration. I'm going to start this chain of 16 plus 1. So I'm going to chain 17. So go ahead and chain however many chains you want to start with. Alright, there's my 17. And I still can't believe I did that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, once you have however many chains you want to start with, just remember that it's a multiple of 8 plus 1. And if you're new to crochet, I'm going to consider this an intermediate pattern because it is a 4-row repeat pattern. I'm only going to show the repeat of this pattern once. because I have, like I said, this is my third time doing this, but if you need to go back, you can always rewind and see, what needed to be done on what row. I will see if I can edit this once I'm done to put the multiple up there on the screen for you and letting you know what rows are the multiples as well. So for the first row, we are going to skip the first 4 chains. So we want to count not the one on the hook, but the one below that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into the 5th chain, I'm going to go ahead and double crochet 9 times into the same stitch. Okay, grab the yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and you always want to make sure to count, especially on this part, that you have 9 stitches. And how the heck did I do that? There we go. Like, what the heck? Okay, 9 stitches. I don't know how that happened. So you want to count these V's on the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Once you make sure you have your 9 stitches, we're going to skip the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And into the 4th chain, we're going to go ahead and single crochet. Then we're going to skip 3 chains again. 1, 2, 3. And into the 4th, we're going to do 9 more double crochets into the same chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I am going to double check this just to make sure that there is 9 and not any less or any more. Why the heck is this still doing that? That's so weird. Okay, so we're going to count. Now make sure that the one that you count to start with, to make sure that there's 9, is the one right after the single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, and then into the very last chain, there should be skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the last chain is a single crochet. So if you need to rewind and watch before the last chain, go ahead, or you can pause it and pick it back up when you're at the last stitch. And that's what depending on what your multiple is, will depend on how many of these you have. So the wrap that I'm doing with the Big Twist Supernova Nebula color, I have 30 of these on the very first row, because I did it the 8 times 30 to get the length that I needed. So once you reach the end, have done your single crochet, we're going to chain 3. Yeah, chain 3. Now this next, the row 2 starts the repeat. Okay. Turn your work after the chain 3. And we're going to skip the first single crochet. So we're going to skip this one. And then we're going to do 4 double crochet together over the next 4 stitches. So to do that, you'll want to yarn over, skip this stitch. We're going to go into the very first double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. We need to do this one more time. Yarn over, go into the next double crochet stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 5 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over and go through all 5 loops. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That chain, the first chain that you do secures this, and then the extra 3 are like the skipped 3 on the from the foundation row. And my dog's giving my foot kisses. And then to the next stitch, we're going to single crochet into the next double crochet, the top of that one. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do 9 double crochets together. So you want to yarn over, go into the next top of the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to do this 9 times. So go ahead and yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next loop, pull up a loop, go into the next chain, the next double crochet stitch. Yarn over and pull through 2. We now have 4. We need to do this 6 more times. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. Sorry about that, 1 second. Let me get some yarn flavored coffee. You'll now have 2, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and we go into the next stitch, which is the single crochet from the previous row. Pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. We've now done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to do it 3 more times. Yarn over, go into the next double crochet stitch from the previous row, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the next stitch from the previous row, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. And I've got some coffee on this one too, this part, but that's okay. It's only a little bit. All right. Now we've done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to do this 1 more time. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You should now have 10 loops on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yarn over and go through all 10 loops. chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Into the next stitch, it's going to be a single crochet, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do 5 double crochet. It's going to be the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and then the 5th one is going to be from the turning chain right below this stitch. And I'll show you can, if you're relatively new to crochet, you can stitch mark that when you get done with row 1, because that is the stitch from that row, that turning chain, to start row 2. You can mark it with a stitch marker, a piece of yarn. Okay, I got a yarn barf here I gotta fix real quick, and then I'll get back to that row because I'm gonna need this and it's all tangled. It wasn't tangled a few minutes ago. Ugh. Alrighty, well. Okay, I got that untangled without getting it back in my coffee. Okay. So after you've done the single crochet and chain 3, you're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next loop, pull up, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You have 3 loops on your hook. Now this is kind of tricky because it is all pretty much on the side of the last. This is all on the side, so you might need to turn your work like I'm doing. And yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You have 4 loops on the hook. You need to do this 2 more times. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 5 loops. We need to do this 1 more time. And again, this is the top of the turning chain from the foundation row. So this is you can do the best you can to get it into that turning chain right there. If you grab just 1 loop, that's okay. If you can grab both, that's even better. Alright, and now we should have 6 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over and pull through all 6. And then it's a chain of 4, as if you were doing it in the row. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, turn your work. Now that's the end of row 3. Okay, so now we're going to start row 4, which is going to finish off this middle sunburst here. And we're going to have partials on either side, so half of a sunburst at the beginning and end of this next row. So after the chain 4 and you've turned your work, we're going to go back into this spot right here, because this is technically the top of the 5 crochets, double crochets together. So we're going to put 9 wait a second. No, this is the 4. Okay. Sorry about that. Brain freeze. All right. So yarn over, and we're going to do 4 double crochet in the top of the 5 together, because this one here counts as a double crochet. So we're going to do, it is kind of odd, but this is the stitch right here on the side that you need to go into. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's the 4. So this will even itself out when you get to the next section. All right. And then we're going to skip the chain 3, which is the space right here. We're going to leave that alone and single crochet into the top of the previous crochet. Single crochet. It's all crochet, just depending on what stitch you use. All right. And then we're going to skip over to the top of the 9 double crochet together. And we're going to put 9 double crochet on top of that into the same little hole there, space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and then if you want, I would suggest double checking to make sure that you only have 9 here. If you're short, you can always add 1. If you have too many, you can take it away. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. So now that I've verified that I have 9, I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then you'll single crochet at the top of the previous single crochet. And then in the top of the half of the 4 together, 4 double crochet together, it will be 5 double crochet together, or not together, 5 double crochet in top of the 4 double crochet together. So go ahead and yarn over and do 5 double crochet here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then you've finished row 3. And the way to count these rows, it is kind of tricky. So this one here, where it's got the holes at the bottom, or you did your first row, that's row 1. And then you'll see the 9 together, that's row 2, and this is row 3. So we'll be going on row 4. And to start row 4, we're going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn your work. And then we're going to skip the first double crochet. So we're going to skip this one here. And then we're going to do 9 double crochet over the next 9 stitches. So we're skipping this one. Go ahead and yarn over. Go into the, not this one, but this next one over for the double crochet. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next loop, or next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next double crochet, pull up that loop, yarn over, and go through the 2 loops. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, which is the single crochet from the previous row. Pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2. You'll have 6 loops. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull more, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops. You'll have 8 loops. 2, 4, 6, 8. Need to do this 2 more times. Go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You'll have 9 loops on your hook. 1 more time, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. You should have now 10 loops on your hook. If you are missing a loop, you may need to go back and double check to see that you've got all of this 9 partial double crochets done. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Yarn over and go through all 10 loops, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to single crochet into the next stitch, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that you chain that 3. It's very important. It will throw your next row off if you miss that chain 3. And then it's 9 double crochets across the last 9 stitches. So you're over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through to the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. You'll have 3 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over into the next stitch, which is the single crochet from the previous row. Single crochet. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 6 loops on your hook now. Yarn over, pull up a loop in the next hook, in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, through the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. You'll have 8 on your hook now. 2 more times, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 9 loops on your hook. 1 more time. Into this stitch here, which looks like the last stitch, but it is and it isn't. But this is the last of the 9 double crochet together. So yarn over, go into that last double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops. And then double check to make sure you have 10 loops on your hook. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yarn over, go through all 10 loops, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then into the turning chain down here, to this turning chain, because we used that one, we're going to single crochet. Okay, that's row 4. And you may have to do this because it's starting to curl on me here. So there's row 4, another half of the sunburst. And you can see in the middle here, let me let the focus, that's your complete sunburst, and then you have 2 partials on either end over here. All right, so we're going to go into row 5, which is the end of the repeat. We're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn. Yes, Bella? Mommy's almost done. Stop. I know Daddy messaged. I'll message him back in a minute. All right. So we're going to skip this first single crochet, and we're going to go straight over to this stitch right here after the chain 3. We're going to go ahead and do 9 double crochet into that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then to verify that that is correct, you can always double check your stitch count. So we're going to count from the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. Once you make sure that you have 9, you're going to skip over to the single crochet from the previous row and single crochet on top of that one. And then we're going to skip over to the next, after the chain 3, into this spot right here, and 9 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that I have 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Did one extra one. There we go. And I just pulled that out because I had one too many. Now double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. So there's 9. And then the very last stitch, when you get to the end of the row, you'll just keep repeating that for however many multiples you did. And then when you get to the last one, last sunburst, to finish it, you're going to go ahead and do a single crochet in the top of the turning chain here. Which 1, 2, 3 is this one right here. It's kind of hard to see. You can count the chains if you want to, which is 1, 2, 3, and then this one right below it is the turning chain. Get it as close as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, as nobody is. And then that's the end of the repeat. So you would just go back to row 2 to start the next row. Row 6 would be a repeat of row 2, which is to chain 3. I'll do this repeat part once for you. And again, if you need to go back, you can definitely rewind and check to see how to do the rows 2 through 5. So it's chain 3. Now we're going to skip that. This is row 2 again for row 6. You'll skip the first single crochet and then 4 double crochet together over the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, go into that first double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Oh, sorry, yarn over, go into the next stitch. This was the first double crochet, so we're going to go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 4 on your hook. One more time, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. You'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 5 loops, and then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the next stitch, it's going to be a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then 9 double crochet over the next 9 stitches together. So yarn over, go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops, and you'll do this for the next 8 more stitches, and you'll have 10 loops on your hook. Alright, that's the last one. That's my 9th double crochet together, so I should have 10 loops on my hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yarn over and go through all 10 loops. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it's a single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then it's 5 double crochet together you'll want to make sure that you get these ones on the side, and the 5th one is going to be from this turning chain. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. You do this 2 more times. So here's the 4th one from the 4th double crochet. So we need to do this 1 more time, which again, it's in this turning chain. So you want to make sure, if you're new to crochet or still having trouble with trying to find that when you come back, you might want to mark it with a stitch marker so you don't lose where that's at. Alright, and then go through 2, and we have 6 loops on our hook. Go through all 6 loops, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you'll turn your work, and then repeat row 3 for the next row, for row 7. Alright, well, I hope this helped. Again, if you need to, you can go back and watch the rows 2 through 5 again to know where you're at. And you can also tell where you're at, whether you're on even or odd, by where your tail's at. So I'm on an odd row, so this would either be row 3 or row 5. But you can also, I will also get this, the written pattern on my website, so you guys can look at it there if you're having trouble with the video. Well, if you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and then make sure you hit the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Alright, well, I hope you all stay safe and stay crafty. Have a good one. Bye-bye.